Alright, hello guys. I'm gonna try to start looking at the camera directly so y'all can know that I'm talking to y'all instead of looking this way. When I look this way, I can actually like see myself, so I can make sure my hair is not messed up, things of that nature. But I'm gonna start looking this way directly at you guys so y'all can know that I am communicating with you and I am connecting with you. Okay. But I actually uploaded a YouTube video short, and it was about manifesting what's divinely ours. It's a really short video. I think it's like 15-30 seconds. But I've actually been using that those chants and those affirmations in my own personal life. And honestly, I found my preference in people to be very different than how it used to be. I found my taste in people, especially romantically as well, it has changed drastically. Like the affirmation that y'all saw about I only am attracted to who God has chosen for me. It's just like, romantically, no, we will never know who is truly meant for us. It's like we'll never know which person is right for us. But if we just keep reminding ourselves what it is that we're attracting, which is the person who God has chosen for us, it would help us to basically use our own discernment and own judgment as to if the person that we're in contact with, if they are who we think God has chosen for us. So for example, if I'm telling myself I am only attracted to who God chose for me. Let's say, for instance, if I was talking to somebody who was very inconsistent, or if somebody who basically didn't really respect me. Now, if I'm going by my chant, my affirmation, which is I am only attracted to who God chose for me, my question that will instantly pop in my head is this person demonstrating my example of who God would send my way? You know, and the thing is, I could even actually be attracted to somebody, but if they do not meet that category to where, to me, I'm like, this is who God would want for me, I instantly lose interest, you know. And you know, I think what people kind of confuse is that just because you are attracted to somebody, or just because you are drawn to them, that doesn't necessarily mean that that person is for you, you know. Because I hear a lot of people talk about like love at first sight and things of that nature, but I'm just like, and honestly, I've actually experienced that myself, like love at first sight. I think honestly a lot of us have, if not everybody, but it's just really just reminding ourselves that we only want who and whatever in our lives that God wants for us. So now for us to manifest that, for that to actually come alive, we have to literally do a rundown of all the people in our lives, all the people we're in contact with, all the people that have access to us, and ask ourselves, do I think this is who God wants in my life? If it's a person who brings a lot of drama in your life, ask yourself, do I think this is who God wants in my life? Even if it's a friend, or even if it's parents, you know, because I think they have this misconception that just because you're related to somebody or been dealing with them for a really long time, that you're supposed to continue and that you have to. But no, I've just found myself lately only wanting people around me who are on the same page as me, mentally, spiritually, energetically, which that's a really big thing, energetically. And yeah, that's what's been helping me to stay at peace within myself. Now, am I always peaceful? No. And you know, that's something I was thinking about the other day. When it comes to the term at peace, you know, I don't think that that's so much as a feeling. I think that's just overall like an environment, you know, because like how you say you're at the store, or you're at the laundromat, or you're at the school, arriving at peace is whenever you're in a safe zone, your safe place, where you're at a point in your life to where there is no disruptions. But yeah, if we constantly remind ourselves that we only want people around us who are divinely guided into our lives, you know, it will help us to decide ourselves who is meant to be here and who is not, you know. And yeah, especially when it comes to romantically too. Like, the person that you're dealing with, do you think that God would approve them? You know, if this person is inconsistent, do you think that God would approve that? If this person is rude and disrespectful, do you think that God would approve that? And if the answer is no, that's your answer to if that person is meant for you or not, you know. But yeah, that's what's been helping me to lead an overall peaceful life, is just really asking myself and reminding myself that I only want the things and the people around me that are chosen by God and that are supposed to be in my life, you know. So that's why I don't really have friends, and that's why I stay to myself mostly. And whenever people interact with me, they know that I want it to be a peaceful interaction. I don't want it to be, you know, drama packed. It's like people are naturally programmed now that when it comes to talking to me, you know, to basically be peaceful, you know. But it all starts up here. We have to constantly remind ourselves what type of reality we want to manifest. And the reality that I've always wanted to manifest was one of peace, you know, and being surrounded by people that are on the same page as me and that are at peace within themselves as well, you know. But yeah, that's what's been helping me to, and that's also why I'm single as well, single and don't have friends, because it's like basically for us to manifest the life that we want, it's like we have to sacrifice the life that we were already living. So it's like having to sacrifice the people that we already were attracted to and attached to. It's like, you know, having to make way for something new. Because a lot of us would want to manifest new mindsets, we want to manifest new habits, a new life, but a lot of us forget that it comes at a price, you know. If you want your soulmate, you have to sacrifice the person who you've been having in toxic attachment to. You know, if you want healthy friends, you have to sacrifice the friends who you've been being friends with, you know. And it's just manifestation. It really comes with sacrifice, you know. And I think that's why a lot of people don't end up manifesting the realities that they want, because they are scared of sacrificing what they've known, or they're scared of sacrificing the things that they've actually grown familiar with, you know. Let's say, for instance, which this will relate to a lot of females, especially females who, including myself, who really didn't have too big of a father figure growing up, like their own personal dad was not there. Until we learn to master our mind and master our thoughts and energy, we tend to attract men who are also in and out how our fathers were. Now, with that can go many ways, but it's just basically admitting to ourselves that we are attracting people by how we're thinking, okay? So once again, like I said, if your parent, if your dad, even if you're a man, if your father or your mother was in and out of your life, quite naturally, you are only going to be attracted to people who are that same exact way. And the people who are the opposite of those parents, or who may have a healthier dynamic, we tend to not really be that attracted to them. Not that they're not attractive, but it's just they're on a different frequency than us, a different wavelength, okay? That's the thing with manifestation. Like, before we manifest our actual reality that's meant for us, we tend to only manifest what we are familiar with, you know? A lot of people, including myself, will wonder like, why am I attracting emotionally unavailable people and things of that nature? But if that person was to actually look back at their childhood, they would notice that one of their parents were probably emotionally unavailable, and that's just something that they naturally are drawn to. Until they correct that attraction within themselves, they will only be attracted to people who are that same way. So if it's a person who comes from a toxic childhood, if you place before them somebody that's healthy, they are naturally not going to be attracted to them. They're going to run away from that person. That's why in reality, especially on movies, you'll see that the girl, she tends to run away from the man who loves her, but she only wants to be with the guy who doesn't really love her, you know? And it's all because in her childhood, something may have happened that programmed into her mind that she's not lovable. So quite naturally, she's attracted to men who remind her of that. She doesn't know that though. A lot of people, we don't know that until we actually do the proper research and find out like, oh wow, that's why I keep being attracted to people who's not ready for commitment, or that's why I keep being attracted to people who are emotionally unavailable or who's abusive, things of that nature. Whoever y'all are attracting, whoever we are attracting. But it all really stems from childhood. You know, that's why we are not manifesting the reality or the people in our lives that we really need. It's because we're not energetically and mentally and spiritually aligned with those people and those things, you know? Because it's hard to be aligned with the person who's meant for us if we're constantly telling ourselves, I'm not good enough, they're gonna leave me. Like, it's hard to attract that. And even if that person was there, we wouldn't find ourselves attracted to them because they're on a different wavelength than us. We only are attracted to the things and the people that are aligned with us. So let's say, for instance, like if there's somebody who they like gossip and drama, quite naturally they're going to want to hang around other people who are drawn to gossip and drama. And if they come around somebody like me, who's very peaceful, I don't really like bad-mouthing people, I like uplifting people, they are not going to want to be around me. And that's very natural because we only tend to want to be around people who resemble us, okay? So for that to change, and if we notice that I don't really like the people that I'm attracting, I don't really like the reality that I'm living, I don't like the people who I end up dating, like I don't like how they end up treating me, that's when we have to sit to ourselves and kind of think to ourselves, like, how am I attracting these type of people? Like, what is it about my energy? Why am I on the same wavelength as these people? And how can I change that wavelength within myself? And the thing about changing that wavelength and that energy that we're in, it all starts with our mind, you know? And that's what I was telling y'all about the I'm only attracted to who God chose for me affirmation. If we just keep that up here and remind ourselves that that's all we're attracted to, our body listens to our brain. Whatever signals our brain sends off into our nerves, that's what our body responds to. So if we're constantly telling ourselves, I'm only attracted to the people that God chose for me, I only want the person that God chose for me, I'm only drawn to the life path that God chose for me, we will find that the attractions that we've been having to people and things and life paths up to now, we will find that they have changed. So like that person we used to be crazy about, that we find out is not aligned with us, that attraction disappears. And we'll actually find ourselves being more drawn to the people and the things that we actually pushed away at first when we were operating from that mindset of the past and from that energy of the past, you know? And it's a beautiful thing to see. Really, like, whatever we are attracting is because of how we're thinking. It's because of how we're feeling. You know, the people we're attracted to, the people we're drawn to, the people we end up being friends with or end up dating, they are mirrors of the energy that we are in. So if we find ourselves with somebody who's really hard on us, who critiques our every move, if we look within and really look at ourselves, we will see that, oh wow, I operate on that same frequency. I'm hard on myself. you know, and it kind of helps us to basically monitor ourselves, because it's like, if I want to attract people in my life who genuinely love me, I have to love me first. But we only are attracted to the things that are aligned with us, okay? So if we keep finding ourselves attracted to people who are basically filled with like baggage and drama, it's because we are operating on that same frequencies. There's baggage within us that we have not let go of ourselves. We can't attract anything outside of what type of energy we already are in. And if we do end up attracting it, because God knows that we deserve the best, of course, but if we do end up attracting it, we'll actually end up pushing it away, because we're subconsciously telling ourselves that we are not in the proper energy to actually receive this. Okay? Yeah, it's just all about how we're talking to ourselves. It's all about our thoughts and things of that nature. But me, myself, personally, what I tell myself is I only am attracted to who God chose for me, you know. And I've noticed that my attraction to people has changed drastically. Like, anybody that I'm attracted to now, I always ask myself, like, God, is this the person that you chose for me? Is this somebody that you're satisfied with? Is this somebody that you're happy with? You know? And if the answer is no, I know to remove myself from that equation. But yeah, that's pretty much it though. I just wanted to elaborate on that post. I'm pretty sure I could do thousands of videos on that, but that's actually what type of affirmations I say to myself, and how I keep my environment so tidy, not just physically, but spiritually as well. I only want what God wants for me. I only want what's good for me. I only want to be friends with who God thinks are really good friends for me. Like, I only want what God wants for me, you know? So that's why my desires have changed, and that's why what I'm drawn to and the people that I'm drawn to has changed as well. Like, I only want what God wants for me, you know? For us to manifest what's rightfully ours, we have to carry on and know that that's rightfully ours. You know, if we're constantly in the energy that we don't deserve good things, when the good things get here, we'll end up pushing it away, or we'll have a hard time manifesting what it is that we're really wanting, and it is really right for us. You know, another big thing about manifesting that I've noticed is that we have to get rid of our old selves. I think that's something that a lot of people don't really talk about, but it really does. It starts inside. It starts with how we're thinking about ourselves. It starts when we heal those childhood wounds. It starts whenever we change the narrative in our brains. And yeah, it all starts with us, y'all. So yeah, that's just a little video to elaborate on the short YouTube video that I have put up there about manifesting what's divinely ours. We have to be in the same frequency as it and operating on the same energy as it, you know, because even if God was to put in our lives our soulmate or the person we're supposed to be with, things of that nature, if we are not aligned with it, we will end up pushing it away or messing it up, which there's no such thing as messing up what's divinely ours, but we'll probably end up pushing it away because subconsciously something within us knows that we are not on the same page as this blessing. We're not in the energy to openly receive it just yet, you know? So it all starts with us monitoring our thoughts. It all starts with us basically aligning our energy with what it is that we are desiring, which is what God wants for us. You know, because God knows what's right for us. God knows the person that's meant for us, you know. So that's why I tell myself that I only want what God wants for me, you know. Because God knows my ins, my outs, my ups, my downs, my weaknesses, my strengths. God knows exactly who is meant for me, and He handcrafted whoever was made for me. So that's why I'm aligning myself by my thoughts first, reminding myself that I'm only attracted to who and what God wants for me. I constantly remind myself of that. So anybody or anything that pops up in my life, I ask myself, do I think that this person or this thing is aligned with me? Do I think that they're aligned with what God wants for me? So that's what helps to keep me on track. That's what helps me to manifest the reality that I'm actually looking for, which is what God wants for me, So yeah, it's almost as if having to basically put aside our own desires and having to put aside our own attractions and, just manifesting what's divinely ours means sacrificing what it is that we want. Because sometimes what's divinely meant for us, it may not really be something that we really want, I saw this post on Facebook, what I was telling my sister about. I saw this post on Facebook about this little girl. It was a little cartoon drawing, but the little girl, she had a little teddy bear in her hand, and God was in front of her, and she was supposed to hand over the little teddy bear, and she was crying and stuff, and he was just like, trust me. And behind his back, he had an even bigger teddy bear, but she didn't know that. She was scared to give up the little teddy bear that she was attracted to and drawn to, and that she had this strong attachment to. But what she didn't know was sacrificing herself and what she wanted, and sacrificing that little bitty thing was going to actually open up the doorway and make space for the bigger teddy bear, or the bigger blessing that God chose for her. So it's kind of like we have to do the same thing. It's like getting rid of what we want, and getting rid of our thoughts and how we feel, and instead aligning ourselves with God's thoughts and God's desires for us and God's blessings that He wants to put into our lives, because we only see so much. Our little bodies, we're little people, we only know so much. But God sees all, knows all, and He knew exactly who was meant for us and what was meant for us before He even created us. So it's only right for us to align with what God wants for us, and especially for our highest good. Whoever around me, I only want them around me if God is okay with them there, So that's what's helping me to lead a more spiritually peaceful life, because I know that I am aligning myself with who and what God wants for me. I can actually confidently say that. I used to think I was lost, especially with me being single and not having friends. I always thought I was lost and just a loner, things of that nature. But no, I'm in the process of manifesting the right people, and manifesting the right person, and manifesting the right house, manifesting the right everything. And it's all because I'm reminding myself on a daily basis that I only want who and what God wants for me, so that's what's aligning me, and whoever else decides to use these affirmations, that's what aligns us with the highest level of manifestation that God wants for us. That's what aligns us to the spiritual realm even greater, because we're willing to sacrifice what we want and sacrifice who we want for what God wants for us and who God wants for us. Manifesting our divine lifestyle, it requires a lot of sacrifice, and it requires us putting ourselves aside, and it also requires us to change how we're thinking and our energetic wavelengths. Okay, so I hope I explained that as best as possible to whoever is looking to manifest what's divinely yours, whether it's your divine house, divine partner, divine friends. It all starts with changing how you think, and reminding yourself of the affirmation, which is that you want to attract what God wants for you, and you'll find that your taste in people and things change drastically. The person you used to be crazy about, once you start chanting to yourself, I'm only attracted to who God wants for me, I'm only attracted to who God wants for me, you'll find that you probably not like that person anymore. Okay, so yeah, it's an internal thing. Manifestation is all internal. You don't have to go out and do anything. You don't have to no, it's an internal thing. It's internal. Okay, So yeah, I hope this video helped y'all out in some type of miraculous way. Y'all comment, let me know how y'all think about it, and if y'all want me to elaborate on a little bit more, or if I need to explain it a different type of way, because I throw examples out for days. Okay, so yeah, just comment what y'all think, and yeah, feel free to share y'all's journey with me, because I am on a healing journey and it feels lovely, and I just wish I could share this peace and serenity with everybody. But yeah, that's pretty much it though, guys. I'm about to go in the back and get my girls. I pray that all is well with you guys, and I pray that you manifest your divine life partner and manifest your divine life career path and your divine, just everything divine, what God wants for you. I pray that you manifest it in the best way. Okay. Ta-da!